If you look at my previous videos, you can see how much these have really grown. I'm probably going to have to get another planter and spread them out a little bit. In fact, you're going to be able to dry a lot of them later for the winter and use some of these fresh. The cucumbers are turning a little yellow. Also, I think I've got a nitrogen problem with this compost. These are sweet 100s, most of which are getting little potatoes. And the two Juliets are doing great after the tomatoes are on too. Blake is waiting for this is his plant, waiting for them to turn red. Cluster's doing well. I think I need to line these things to be on the safe side. Parsnips. Experiment. They don't seem to be growing. Anyone know what I should do or to help them along, or do I grow them in the fall? Do they do better then? These are all the Beefmasters. Got 8 of them. They were in the raised beds over there. I got one of the raised beds emptied as a tomato plant. The other one's all Roma tomatoes, which I got 4 of them over here. So I know these cages probably will not work for me, but there's something for now. And hopefully these will start really taking off now that they're in the buckets and we're going to get more sun over here. The herb bed. These are shallots. Never grown these before. Not sure when to harvest them. And you see the difference between the sage plant I let go to flower, and they were really pretty, had a bunch of purple blooms on them. And then these I've been nipping the buds off, and they've been just getting bushier and bushier. But I go through a lot of sage, especially making the homemade sausage. Sage really makes a difference. And the Greek oregano, much stronger flavor than regular oregano. So if you like it, you don't have to use as much with this one. Get. Oh. Yes. He's never on the bed. He's mad at me because I'm not paying attention to him. These beds I used topsoil, and got a big grass problem with these. And I'm lazy. I don't like to have to weed if I don't have to. There's a way around it. So I'm trying to bake these 2 beds before I plant anything in them. And this has been up here since, well, 3 days now. And I can see some changes in the grass. They're not liking the heat, but other things are coming up. So if there's a better way, let me know. But I'm going to leave this on here for a few more days and see if that makes a difference as we get days in the 80s out here, and maybe get all the seeds in there baked off before I plant what I want to grow in there. Trench my husband is digging with help from our son and son-in-law. The wiring for the new well, the electrical, and he's also going to put some pipe in here too, I think, for the garden and easier access to the shed. Check out the zucchini. These 2 are just 100% compost, mushroom compost that they're growing in. And there's little zucchinis. I'll be picking them soon. And the other 3 have the bottom part is topsoil and then topped with compost. And you can see what I'm talking about with the grass. They're coming right through. These Azuki beans are really taking off. They're doing great. And these beans, also in the mushroom compost, 100% in the buckets and in these, were all planted at the same time. And look at the difference. In the center are mung beans, and those are climbers, but the Azukis are bush. So I know I'll get some from those, but these I don't know. My sad bean plants. Now I did put some Miracle Grow on just this half, the closer half of this bed yesterday. So I'll see if that does any good. I would like to be 100% organic, but maybe not this year. I'm learning and still have a lot more to learn. Okay. Little bell peppers. And we got some broccoli. I already had to pick that head off that plant because it started to go to flower. So I'll start pushing that out. And I probably need to transplant these tomatoes out also. These 4 planters, I am experimenting with rice. So there's rice in there, the brown rice that I planted. And I put these screens on here because I was worried about mosquitoes because they have to stay very wet. And we do have a mosquito problem out here. I'm hoping that this will keep them out. I'm using 2 different types of compost in here to see which one it does better with. And it's just an experiment just to see. And if we did want to do something on a larger scale later, my son's talking about doing some aquaponic stuff, and we can do a hydroponic garden at that point too. And we'll just see how things go. A lot of learning. And the thing with rice though, from the research I did, you need a lot of land to make it worth doing all this. I don't know. If I get I use less than an 1/8 cup of rice, probably too much for the size for all 4 buckets. And if I get 2 full cups out of this, it's not really worth it. We'll see. We'll see what a bucket can produce. It'll be interesting. If it each can produce a meal, I'll need 52 buckets for the whole year. Oh, I need to find out where I can buy these buckets cheaper. All the spinach died. Sad, but I plan on planting some lamb's quarters, pig's wig, Palmer's amaranth, I believe is the proper name for them. So, not a loss. They tolerate the heat, where spinach doesn't here. And the carrots are looking like the parsnips. So, any suggestions? Is this typical? Is this how slow they grow? And the radishes. This is watermelon radish, which is white on the outside and red inside. And then these. I guess I didn't plant the seeds deep enough. or French breakfast is the variety here in this square. I really like this long watering wand. I can get down in there without having to stoop.